The end of 2020 was a disaster for Miami, getting blown out by North Carolina, then losing in their bowl game to Oklahoma State. You start to look ahead to 2021. You start to go through the offseason. And I'll be honest, Miami was not really a team that I was thinking about when I was thinking about the teams that could be top teams in 2021, just because they're one of those teams. I think they're in a category with Texas and Michigan and USC teams that seem to always get preseason hype, and then they always seem to let us down. I knew they were losing the top two defensive ends, losing Brevin Jordan. Then I figured that they're probably losing some other guys as well. But when you really get into it and you research what this team is losing, they have a chance to have a really good year next year, because they are not losing much at all. I just mentioned Brevin Jordan, that tight end. Yes, great player. He's going to be gone to the NFL. Mentioned the defensive ends, Quincy Roche and Jalen Phillips. Great players, both gone to the NFL. But other than that, this team does not lose a single player that contributed in a big way last year. I mean, they don't lose anything. Miami has everything coming back outside of those three players. I mean, Robert Burns, a running back, he transferred. Really not a big impact last year. Patrick Joyner, they lose him. He transferred. Not really a big deal. You look at what they have coming in, and when we talk about the transfer portal, I think they're getting more than they're losing. Charleston Rambo, wide receiver from Oklahoma, he probably will be their number one guy. I mean, this is a very talented kid. They get him at wide receiver. DeAndre Johnson, a linebacker from Tennessee, very good player. Tyreek Stevenson from Georgia, cornerback, going to make an immediate impact for this team. So you look at everything they're bringing in and everything that they have coming back, and if all of these players just get a little bit better this offseason, I'm telling you, Miami has a chance to be really good. We start with De'Aaron King. He'll be back at quarterback, and this is assuming that he is good to go and 100% healthy for the start of the season. I don't know exactly how that's going to go. Hopefully he is ready to go, and I believe that he will be, but I don't really know. Assuming he is the guy, and he is back and 100% healthy, you've got him back at quarterback. You've got Cameron Harris at running back, some other young guys there as well. Wide receiver, an area where they need some help, need some guys to step up. Again, Charleston Rambo transferring in is going to be big for them there. Mike Harley coming back. He was a senior last year. He's going to use his extra year of eligibility. That is big as well. You got Mark Pope back. So I think wide receiver position is an area where they need to improve, but they've got the guys, they've got the talent where they should be able to get better at that spot. Now, they will lose Brevin Jordan, but Will Mallory will be returning, a very good tight end himself. So offensively, things looking really good. Offensive line, you had two seniors that could have left. Donaldson and Jared Williams both going to be returning. This is an offensive line that hasn't been great, but I think they're starting to make some improvements, and they still have a lot of young talent there at offensive line. I think they will have some solid depth next year as well. So offensively, this team should absolutely be better. Brevin Jordan, the only loss, and yes, it's a big loss, but they should be better offensively. And then defensively, like I said, you lose Roche, you lose Phillips, two very talented players, great defensive ends, and they're going to be missed. But you've got Harvey coming back. You've got Cameron Williams. You've got Zach McLeod, who has played linebacker. He's going to be moving to defensive end. We'll see how that works out. And then in the middle of that defensive line, I think they're really solid there. Nesta Jade Silvera, he will be back. Some people thought maybe he would go off to the NFL. John Ford will be back. He was a senior. He's going to return. So all these seniors, they're all coming back. I mean, I'm telling you, this is going to be a very talented team, a lot of veterans on this roster, and that's why I say they have a chance to really take that next step. At linebacker, everyone is coming back. Really no losses there. Good news once again. In the secondary, Al Blades will be back. You got DJ Ivy, so your top two corners, DeCroy Crouch, top three corners, all coming back. Plus you're bringing in a guy from Georgia, a very talented guy, Tyreek Stevenson. At safety, Armani Hall will be back. Amari Carter, I should say, will be back. Gervin Hall will be back. Bubba Bolden will be back. I mean, the list goes on and on. When you just go down the roster, I mean, it's as simple as, hey, they lose three guys, everybody else is coming back. So that's why I think Miami in 2021 absolutely has a chance to be better. I think they will be better. Now, what will the record look like at the end of the year? They might still lose 3 games. I don't know. But I think just this team overall will be better. And like I said a minute ago, if every player just gets a little bit better this offseason with the additions to the roster and the fact that everyone is pretty much coming back outside of those 3 players, Miami, there's really no excuse. This team should be better in 2021. I believe that they will be. Again, it's a team that seems to always get some preseason hype and then they disappoint. I don't know that they disappoint this year. I really like the direction that they're going with some changes in the offense and De'Aaron King at quarterback coming back. I really like the direction of this Miami team. I think they absolutely will be better in 2021.